are going to learn about different kinds of charts which are available in Excel. And what are these kinds of charts? What do they do it? And what is the role of the chart? So simply when we say that chart, why do we use chart and graph? Because most of the time the data is represented in the form of tables in the Excel. But if you want to visualize the data, most of the time when we are presenting the data to the client or when we are doing a business presentation, we would like to visualize the data. And data visualization means picturize the data in the form of charts and graph. So we are going to learn today in this particular session that how do we create chart, and before that we need to also learn what are the available chart type in the office. So when you create a chart in the Excel worksheet or a work document or a PowerPoint presentations, normally you have different kinds of chart. The first kind of the chart is called column chart. This is a chart which where the datas are arranged in the column and row on the worksheet, and it can be plotted in the column chart. A column chart typically display the category along the horizontal x-axis, which is called the x-axis, and the vertical value, which is also called the y-axis. So you have to arrange the data in the horizontal axis and the vertical axis. Okay, like it is shown in this particular chart, where you can see a chart of East Asia sales, and you can see that how the sales are represented. So this is called the column chart. So there are two kinds of column chart. One is called clustered column chart and another is called 3D cluster column. In the clustered column chart, the chart shows in 2D. This is a 2D column chart. But we also have a chart which can be represented in 3D format. Okay. To some people like to see the 3D format. So we can use this chart when you want to represent certain kind of a data showing little depth in the data. Then you can use the 3D clustered column chart also. Then also in the chart we have something called stack column and 3D stack column chart. In the stack column chart you can see the value in 2D stack column, or you can show the value in 3D stack column chart also. Okay. So you can show when you want to show the data, in the depth, you can use the 3D stack column also. So in the column chart, you have these kinds. The next kind of chart is called a line chart. Line chart in is a chart. You can use the line chart when you want to arrange your data in column and row on a worksheet, but it should not show in the column, it should show a line. A line chart categorizes the data where the data category is distributed evenly along the horizontal axis, and all the value data is distributed evenly along the vertical axis. So line chart can show continuous data over a period of time, evenly scaled axis. So it is ideally used for showing trends in the data at equal intervals. From, let's say you want to show the trend of attrition rate in one company from last 5 years, from let's say 2015 to 2020, you can show that in the line chart format. Okay. So that is a kind of a line chart. Then we have another common kind of a chart called pie chart or donut chart. In the pie chart, the data that is arranged is in one column or a row on a worksheet, can be plotted in a circular pie chart. So pie charts show the size of the item in one data series proportional to the sum of the items. That means if you want to show, for example, the market segmentation or market shares of, let's say, four companies in a particular market, whether it is a 25 out of 100, how much share, let's say a car company, we want to show the trend, the market share of Hyundai, Maruti, Honda and Mahindra in Indian market. So which particular company has a maximum percentage of share? We can use this pie chart to show that. Okay. So you can use the pie chart, when you have only one data series. When value in your data are negative also you can use at that time. And when you want to show your data in the category which is a part of the whole pie. Okay. So you can use that. You can also use 3D pie or a normal pie, 2D pie charts. Apart from that, you also have the bar chart. The bar chart is a chart where the data is arranged in the column and row in the worksheet, but plotted in the form of bar. Okay, so the bar chart can be last used for comparison between, for example, a particular company is selling four products, A, B, C, and you want to show the comparison between these four products, A, B, C. You can show it, using the bar chart. Okay, and so again, you may have a 3D clustered bar chart which you can use. Apart from that, the Excel may have different kinds of charts. Again, you have a bubble chart. The bubble chart is very interesting, where you can show, in the form of scattered bubbles, and it can represent the data point in different data series. You can have a 3D effect on the bubble chart. You can also have funnel chart. The funnel chart can be used for showing the sales prospectus. Normally, that what is the sales, how many people have, was interested in your product, inquired about your product, out of how many have purchased, or out of how many have, selected the item, and ultimately out of the funnel, in the last, how many people ultimately bought your product and retained buying your product. So you can do that kind of thing also. Now, in order to select the chart kind of type, in the new Excel, or maybe in Office 365 or Office, 2016 onward, you have an option where, when you have the data and you select the data, automatically there is a tab called recommended chart, which will be shown to show that what kind of chart is suitable for that particular product. So you can do that. Now let's move to understand, how do we create chart? What are the steps to create chart? The step to create chart, if we want to show, is, for example, if we want to show that, where you have a data, for example, if I'm just going to the Microsoft tutorial website, and you can see here, the data will be shown here, and I'm going to show that how to create chart. So let's see if we have this particular kind of a data, where you have the data represented in the form of year and the conference attendant. So we select the entire table and we click on insert. Then we go to recommended chart. Now in the recommended chart, you can see these are the recommended chart. The line chart, you can select that. You can select a clustered column chart. And if you want a clustered column chart, you can just click OK, and it will represent the chart. You can just shift the chart, and if you move, you can resize the chart. If you want to add a trend line, you can just select the chart, and then you can select add chart element, go to the trend line and choose an option, whatever trend line you want. You can see on the bar column there is a line chart which is already shown. So this is the step which you can follow basically, and I'm just showing this. I'm using the Microsoft website tutorial to show you this. So the step is, first you have to select the data on the chart. You have to go on the insert, and then you can click on recommended chart, and then you can select and do and click OK. So this is how you can also go ahead and design the chart. So we will now go ahead, students, and take some example and show you with example how to do that. Also, there is a new trend which is coming, which is called dynamic chart. So I'm going to show that also in this particular session. So we will learn, take some example, and learn to create different kind of chart. What are the different kinds of elements in the chart? What can you do to modify your chart, look it in better way? So I have, if you see, this is a particular chart, which the chart shows me sales of cookie sales of KCC 2020-26, and here you have month, and you have the sales of all the months over here, and here you have a total. So the first step to create the chart, as I said already, is to highlight the or select the table. So it is in the tabular form. Suppose I want to now, why do I want a chart of this? Because I want to visualize that which is the month in which I have the highest sales. I can actually make out from the table also. But if I put it in the form of table and chart and graph, I can visualize it better. So we will just look into it. So I'm going to just select it from the column heading, and here I'm not going to select the total. This is Why I have not selected total, I will tell you later that if we select total, what happens. So I've selected the entire table now, and now I'm going to go to insert, and I'll click on insert. In the insert, if you see, I have different kinds of charts which are available. I can use a column, 3D column, bar chart. If I want to use a kind of a line chart, I can use different kinds of line chart. I have a pie chart which I can use. I have a scattered plotted or bubble chart which I can use. So various kinds of things are there. This is a map chart for showing the, your, for example, you want to show where is your market in various world map, then you can do that. So various kinds of chart options are available here. But in 2016 onward and Microsoft 365, you have a very good option which says recommended chart. So I'm just going to click on this recommended chart. It shows me from top to bottom, you can see that there are different kinds of chart which can be recommended for this, because we need to know that which kind of chart is suitable for your data. So it automatically take look into the data, analyze and find. So the first option whichever you're going to choose is a line chart. So you can see that this is the line chart which is up here. So I can just move this particular chart anywhere. So I'm just going to click. Also, if you want to see that when I click on the chart, I get two different tab which is already which was not there initially. One is called chart design and other is called format of the chart. If I click here, this particular tab is not here. So whenever I click on the chart, I get these two new top tab related to chart type. So now I have this particular chart which is for this particular data. What if I include the so what happens here now, this is a particular chart which is showing on the horizontal axis the dates, and the vertical axis you can see the cookie sales which are from starting from 10,000 minimum. It will take up the data, and from zero it will start. Normally the chart always starts from zero and it go to the highest point. So it has taken a 10,000 period and it has gone to 90,000. So this is the chart which is representing this. What if I don't like this particular chart and I want to change it? So I can just simply select the chart here, and I may go to insert, and I may change the chart to column if I want, for example, like this. And if I want a chart in the pie, I can select that, for example, like this. If I want a bar chart or combo chart, I can select this, but this is not suitable, so it's not taking it. Let's go back to my line chart itself. So I'm going to take the line chart because this looks very suitable, because in over a time period it's showing me a trend. So now when I'm clicking on this particular chart, I also get certain option over here where I can actually, find out certain things about the chart. So I'm going to go back to my chart design now. And in the chart design and the format tab, I would like to see that there are various elements in the chart which I can add. Let's see that. So if I see here, and also if you see in the form of the chart, you can see the January has the lowest sales of the cookies. Maybe because the people in the January take a diet plan and didn't want to eat much of cookies for calorie reason. But as we proceed toward December, the sales is rising. So this visualization help us to interpret the data in a better way than a tabular form. So now I am in the chart design tab. Here you can see that I can choose any kind of a design. For example, I can use this. So you have various kinds of option available. You can choose anything. I will just go back to my original one, and I can also go here where I can add different chart element. So if I click on this, you can see that I can use the chart element of axis where I have the primary horizontal. This is the primary horizontal data, and this is the primary vertical data. This one is a primary vertical. I can see that I can use the axis title. So let me see if I can use the axis title over here for primary detail, for because this is not showing that, though it is obvious this is date, but if we want to know that what is this, so we can just go here and click on axis title and I'll click on vertical. So you can see now I will just resize this, and we'll just move this here a little bit. so that our chart size, if we see here, so vertical axis, and this is the Excel title. And if I want to change the name, I can just go here and write the name of the company, KCC. This also I can do. I just have to click on this and I have to change. So I can just write here, I can delete it, I can change it. So whenever I'm in a date, see, you can see that if I'm on the date or in this particular chart, whenever I'm in the chart and selecting anything, it selects the thing here also, okay? And now I'm going to go to the more chart element, and you can see that if I want to add a trend line, so I will have this option which I have the trend line. I'm to use linear trend line. You can see now that I have a trend line which shows a upper trend, kind of a sales, that the sales is increasing. Though it might decrease in certain months, but ultimately the trend shows that it is increasing. So I can add a trend line over here from here. The next option is the quick chart layout, which is that I can use this various kinds of layout. For example, if I want this layout, or I want a further better layout, it depends. Like I want to show the data also. You can see that when I'm showing, it is highlighting the table also. So it is showing with the number also, everything. If I want, I can choose this kind also. So whatever is suitable, you can just move around and play around and see which one is good. The next kind of a thing which we can add in the chart design is the color. So I have a blue color here. I can change the color if I want. For example, let's say I want this color. So I can just go ahead and I can use this particular color and change. Similarly, this also, if I want, I can change the color. This I'll show you a little later. And so these are the three elements which we can use here. And also, if you see here on this particular type, I can change the chart type. For example, I don't want a line chart. So I can just go here to the option which says change chart type, and I can use a column chart. I can use line chart is already there. I can use any kind waterfall or whatever it is. Let's say if I choose a column chart. So I'm going to just choose one here, and it shows me the data. Okay. So like this, you can just do anything. So I'll just go back to the line chart itself. Go back to the line chart. And I can also move the chart. So I can move the chart to the new sheet. So let's say I want to create a dashboard. Let me also create a dashboard in this case. And I will show you. So this data, I will use it later where I can create a dashboard and show you all the chart in one particular dashboard, which will look nice when we are presenting the data to the client or maybe to our manager. This also switch the column of row and column. So if I want to switch the row, if I want to switch the column, I can go ahead, I can do that. If you see that, I can go back because this is not suitable. So this is how we can actually add various kinds of chart elements in that. Also, there is another tab called format. So when I click on format, I can change. For example, I want to change the color of this name. So I can just go, I can choose a style also if I want. And I can create a background shape fill. Okay, I can insert a shape also if you want. I can just click on this show and you can insert. I'm going to click on this again. Go to format. I will change the font color. Let's say this color. This also I can do. So I just want to change the color of the heading. So I'm going to highlight this and I may go to shape fill, do something like that. If you want a background color, if you want to change the color of the font, you can go and do this. Like this you can do, you can have a shadow, you can have glow effect, all these formatting tool, you can use different type of formatting tool and do that. If you want to change the color of the text, you can just change the color of the text over here. Like this you can do a lot of things basically to format your thing. If I want a format pane, I can just use this format pane. It opens on the right hand side one pane where you can use various kinds of option. For example, title, text option, So you have a title option where you can use transparency, cap type, John type, all these kinds of formatting tool which you can try on, and you can use this. Okay. So this is how I am going to basically use a line chart, and so I'm going to just now move this chart here. I can just move this chart anywhere. Also, I have a resizing. I can resize the chart. I can make it little smaller, little bigger. So this is how you can student make a chart. These are the steps, and I have shown you that how you can just automate the chart. And if so here also right click you can do, and you can do this. You can create a kind of a chart. You can change the type, data type. You can format the access. So there are a lot of things which you can do with the chart over here. As I was telling, that what happens if I select the entire with the total. So if I am selecting the total, and then I go to insert chart, and I go to recommend chart and do this. See, the chart looks so bad because the total comes and it entirely shows a different one, which is not a correct value. So that's why we don't use the total here, and we use this particular format itself to do that. Okay, let me show it in a better way. So this looks little better. I can also show you something where if I want to, let's say if I want to change the name, I can make it a little dynamic. Okay, so the dynamic in the sense, sorry. So what I can do is I can just take this particular data, and or maybe I can take this, and in the formula I can write equal to, and I will take this. Okay, now you can see it is like KCC sales. What if I change the name to Brook? What happens? Can see here it changes here. So we can use formulas also in the table and in the chart. Now we will learn the other kind of a chart. Students, now we have learned already how to create a line chart. What are the various kind of chart elements which we can add. Now we will also look into the another type of a chart which is called a row and column chart. So I'll go to the row and column chart. So again we have the same company data, but in this data if you see there are cookie types which is kept chocolate. There are four kinds of a cookie type. Along with that you can see the dates, various date, what is the sales of each cookie type. So what I'm going to do is again I'm going to select the entire table, and in this particular table I will go to insert, and then I'm going to go to recommend chart, and I will use the clustered column. This is a column and row and column chart. So I'm going to select this. You can see now this is my chart. Okay, so I'm just going to undo that because I shifted the chart, and I'm going to place it here. If you see, this is a chart where I can show, it is showing me clearly the different kinds of things. So if you see, the chart has appeared, and on the top of the chart I have various kinds of chart element which are available. So if I want to use a kind of a layout, let's say I want this particular layout, or this is not good, so I'm going to choose this layout. Okay, that's also not good, so let me check this layout. This is also not so good. Yeah. So I think this layout is good, where it is showing that which color represent which kind of a cookies, and we can see that every date which cookies has a higher sales. If you can see on 1st December 2026, the sales of chocolate cookie. So always you can see the trend that chocolate cookie sales are little higher, and the second in every month is the oatmeal raisin, and then the lowest sales we have is for various months are basically this. So we can just see the trend over here. So if we want, we can just go ahead and switch the column and row. That also can be done in this way. And if you want, you can change the column type, as I told you. All these you can do. And you can save it as a template also. What happens when you save it as a template? This becomes a default template, and then you can use it the same kind of a chart for all kind of data. So we are not going to do that now. And you have various options over here. You can see there is various kinds of format which is available. Let's say we can take this. or maybe this is not so good. So I'm just going to go back to my original one because that looked little better. uh, if I want, I can also change the color of the chart. So this also I can give the name of the charts. So I can just write here, let's say cookie type sale. And as I have shown you that I can format this with colors, with a background, all these things I can do that. So this is how we can use the same thing over here. I also want to tell you students one more thing which we want to do. Let me highlight something called a new thing called Sparkline. So I'm just going to select only the number data, the sales data, not the field data. And here I'm going to go to insert, and then I'm going to go to spark line here. Okay, I'll select the line. Now already my cell is selected from B2 to G5. I have to select where the spark line will come. Let me select this. Okay, so here my spike line will come, and click OK. Now you can see here the trend. So I have the trend now for each kind of cookie type for the date. It shows a different trend. So this is also Sparkline is a very important thing. If I want, I can just change it to this. If you want, you can change it to this. There is a different kind of format, but the best format is the line format. So I've taken the line format. Again, you can change the color. You have the axis. You have various kinds of thing. You have a high point to show the highest sale. You have a low point to show the lowest point, negative point. Like this, you can add various kinds of elements. So this is how the row and column chart you can do. You can add the spark line also. Let's look into the another kind of a chart now, students. Students, we have learned about the row and line chart and the row chart. Now we're going to learn about the pie chart. Let's see the pie chart thing. Now we have the same data here, if you can see the data. So this is the data, again the cookie types and sold. Now in this, if you can see that total sales of all these entire, there is no date wise sale. So the total sales from the beginning till the end of the year, whatever sales they have represented this. Now, in order to show this, how much is the, let's say, chocolate chips as a part of the whole cookies type. So we have four types. What's the percentage of share the chocolate chip sales has? What's the percentage oatmeal has and sugar and fortune has as a part of 100%? So for that we use a pie chart. So I'm going to just select this data, or maybe I'm going to select this data like this. Go to insert. I'll take the recommend chart and I'll take pie. Now here you can see that it is showing me the pie chart, which is very good. And if you want, I can change the layout. If you can see, it is better now here, which says 41% here. And it is showing the color. If I want, I can change the layout. The percentage already I have used. So whatever format I want, I can change that. And here also I have the format. For example, if I want to take this as a format, I can take this look little better. And so this is a pie chart which shows, when you hover around also, it will show you that what's a chocolate chip percentage, which is 41 highest, and the lowest you have is the fortune. And also here it shows the data type. You can go again and you can change the title. You can just color the title, you can change the color, you can add certain kind of chart elements, and all these things you can do it here. You can go to the formatting, and you can change the color of this. If I want to change the color of this, for example, the font thing, text fill, I can just use, let's say, this is not good, so I'm going to use the white again, or maybe pink. So this may look little better. So we can do that, and you can try out different kind of formatting. So this is how, students, we can actually use different kinds of chart. And the main kind of a chart, as I already told you, that when we use the chart, the main kind of a chart which we can basically use in any type is the basically the bar chart, pie chart, you have bar and column chart, you have also the funnel chart, but the if I want to show this in the form of funnel chart, you can see this also, but that's not very suitable because in this kind the pie chart is very suitable. So in Excel basically shows you that which is a recommended chart, and you can choose out of it and you can do that. So it is very simple now. In the next session, we are going to learn about pivot chart, which basically is the data visualization using analytics. Student, let us learn how to create a dashboard. If you look here, I have the three chart which I have shown initially, the line chart, the column bar chart, and the pie chart. I've created a dashboard because the dashboard will make your presentation. When you are presenting it to your client, to your manager, you should present it through the dashboard, which will show all kind of data into one dashboard. So I've already created this. I'll just show you how I have created. So I'm just going to click on one sheet here, and I will rename it as dashboard. Okay. And what I did was that I went to this particular chart. For example, it's gone now. So I'm going to just recreate this. Go to insert, and I will take the line chart. I will select this, and I will say KCC sales, and I'm just going to copy this, cut, or you may copy it also, and I'm going to go to the dashboard, and I'm just going to go here, let's say this particular portion, and paste it. Okay, so I've got this pasted. Similarly, I will go to the row and column. I'll select the entire data, go to insert, take this column chart. I will name it as cookie type sale, and I'm just going to cut. You can copy also, but I'm just cutting it, and I'm taking it to the dashboard. I'm going to select this portion and paste. You can see here. Now I'll go to the pie chart here. I have already selected this. I'm going to go to insert, take the pie chart, select this particular format. Maybe this is particularly format is good. So I'll cut it, take it to the dashboard, take the scenario here, okay, and paste it. So you can see now your dashboard. So this looks a little better where your all data graphical representation is in one type. So you can have many kind of a data, and you can do that. Still see I have the chart design. I can just click on any chart design. I can change the type over here. I can just go here and make a changes here from, if I want to make changes like this, I can do that. I can do a lot of things over here, like the same things which is coming over here, and you can format. So this is how the students, you can use different kinds of chart to show the data visualization. With the chart you can easily make out, and you can do presentation instead of doing it in the tabular form. Okay.